I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive.
I am knowing that as we gather here, we gather as one. We come for the same purpose, with the same intent in our hearts, to become one with each other, to become a family that is CSL Princeton, to become one with the Divine Spirit. This is who we are, this is what we are, this is how we live. I am opening.
I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm going to shut off that air conditioner so we can all hear each other. I'm John Heron. I'm the spiritual director of the Center for Spiritual Living Princeton. And we are a loving, healing, and inclusive community which teaches and practices the principles of the science of mind for the well-being and spiritual growth of ourselves and the world. And look at this wonder, however many people we have here today, with this focus that we all come here, our teaching says that we can change the world by bringing this focus, by doing it together. And so when I get up here and say welcome, or whoever is going to say welcome, let's each one of us recognize that what we're welcoming ourselves to. And thank you so much, Scott, for what you said. Yeah, we are the presence of the divine right here, right now, together. And isn't that a wonderful thing? And so today we have Reverend Michelle Wadleigh, who always leaves us with lots of experience of things to grow into. And I just love that we can do that. Thank you so much. Next week we have Reverend Frankie Timmers, who was the minister of our Morristown Center, and she's going to come in. I don't know exactly what she's speaking of. And the week after that is our first week of the month, which we always do in Zoom. And we are going to have, I believe she's Reverend Julia Mattis. I know she's a practitioner. I know her well, and she's a hoot. You're going to really enjoy Julia Mattis.
She passed everything. Yeah. I don't believe all the boxes are quite checked. Call the Reverend.
Reverend Julia Mattis, and you're going to have fun. I ran into Reverend Julia at the Archives celebration in Kansas last year, and from across the room she was yelling to me because she heard that I was from Jersey. And so in the middle of all these people, very reverent and all that, there's Julia and me yelling at each other across the room. So you're going to have a lot of fun with her. So thank you for being here, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Princeton.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for the healing, the healing, the healing. Thank you for the healing this day. I sing the body electric. I celebrate the me yet to come. I toast to my own reunion. When I become one with the sun. And I look back on Venus, I look back on Mars, and I'll burn burn with the fire of 10 million stars. And in time, we will all be stars. I sing with a body electric. I glory in the glow of rebirth, creating my own tomorrow, when I shall embody the earth. And I'll serenade Venus, I'll serenade Mars, and I'll burn with the fire of 10 million stars. And in time, we will all be stars.
That sounds good to me. Thank you, Scott. You're welcome. My name is Jeffrey Starbuck. I'm the practitioner here. I'm going to lead us in a meditation, visualization, affirmation together, and then do a powerful spiritual mind treatment. Everybody where you are, and you are where you are, that's fine. That's the best place where you are in this moment. Breathe in deeply through your nostrils. Breathe out through your nostrils or your mouth, or both. Breathe in again deeply. Now breathe out deeply. One more time, breathe in deeply through the nostrils. This time hold the breath for just a moment. Breathe in a little bit more, feel that energy, that circulation. And now breathe out. And now just breathe normally, as we say. Let the body knows how to breathe. And it's been doing it since we were born, since we were hatched in this dimension. Just allow the body to do its thing. It knows how. It's reliable. Now listen to these words and let them sink into you and flow over you and through you. You are here to feel good. You are here to find out how to get what you want. And you are here to find out that you can indeed get what you want. You are here to have your desires fulfilled. You are here to learn the truth, and that is that your desires are the desires of the Creator for you, in you, through you, and all around you. You are here to take one big step closer to truly believing that the Creator, whatever you choose to call it, wants you to succeed, wants you to have your desires satisfied. You are here to recognize that the living presence is sitting in the seat you are now occupying. You are here to focus your attention where you want to focus it. You are here to forgive yourself completely for every transgression, every negative thought, every mistake you have ever made. You are here to forgive yourself completely for all the times you haven't forgiven yourself. And for all the times when you don't love yourself. You are here to forgive yourself completely for everything. You are here to say yes. You are here to relax completely. You are here to recognize that God is guiding you even when you're not aware of it. You're here to recognize that your agenda is God's agenda. You are here to accept that you are completely loved and adored. You are here to recognize that there are 10,000 angelic beings all around you at this very moment, in this very instant, who are cheering you on. You are here to know that the earth is rooting for your success. You are here to focus on the feeling you'll feel when you get what you want and as you get it. You are here to feel that feeling beforehand, before you get it, knowing that it is on the way, just around the corner. Just as the arrow which has been released from the bow and is in the air now is going to land in the center of the target in a moment. You are here to know that you are completely deserving of everything you desire, even though you may feel you don't. You're not. You are here to learn something radically new and joyful today. During this morning's talk, you are here to accept that you are at the forefront of human evolution. You are here to learn that it is never too late. You are here to take the next step. You are here to accept that you are now taking that step. You are here to feel good and to relax completely into your body, just the way it is right now, this very moment. You are here to know that your body is your friend. You are here to know that all of creation is secretly and not so secretly cheering you on. You are here to accept that when you hear birds singing, they are singing for you. You are here to have fun. You are here to laugh. You are here to learn to laugh at yourself joyously. And with yourself. And with everyone else. You are here. Now is the time. You. Here. Now. Smile. And now I speak this word of truth for everybody who is here and everybody who is listening at any time. There is one great power that is the only power, and it is everywhere. There's not a place where it is not. It is spread out over the face of the earth, and it is in the earth and above the earth. It is a joyous, creative, loving power. It is love. It is joy. It is wisdom. It is abundance. It is good. And it is in each one right now, this very moment, and all times. It is there operating as each one in the perfect and desirable manner. It is in the body temple, causing the body temple to work in the right way, in the way desired, in the way possible. It is in all the loving relationships and friendships and kinship circles that each one has. It is abundance. It is the abundance that each one and the prosperity that each one has right now and will continue to have and will receive. It is here in the knowing that everything is always working out for each one, and that is good. It is here in this silence. Each one is feeling empowered in this silence. Each one's body is tingling. Each one here is accepting this word of truth. Is accepting and embodying and allowing all of the words and notions of truth that are being spoken here this morning and at all times. Each one now feels good inside. I am so grateful and so happy to speak this word of truth, knowing that it is already so. It is already done. And knowing that each one knows that in their heart of hearts. And join me now in saying, and so it is. I hope.
Around you, and you'll see who you are. On a clear day, how it will astound you that the glow of your being outshines every star. You'll feel part of every mountain, sea, and shore. You can hear from far, near a world you've never heard before. And on a clear day, on that clear day, you will see forever and ever and ever more.
Oh, go ahead.
And now it is my great privilege to introduce to you a wonderful woman, a pillar in the community, a author, a teacher, a minister, and still this goes on.
Thank you.
Reverend Michelle Wadleigh.
Thank you. You're stunning. Oh my God, what a pleasure to hear. Wasn't that wonderful, his voice? Yeah. It was absolutely wonderful. It's my first time being able to hear you. That was just absolutely lovely. Thank you. I wish I could sing. But I used to say if I could sing, I would probably never get off the stage. So it's a good thing that I can, because you got to share the air. So good morning, everybody, and glad to be back here again. It's always good. It's good to be in a community of conscious individuals. And Jeff, your reading, you wrote that? Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. You set the stage in a lovely way. So today I want to bring to you, every once in a while, I'm one of those people I've gotten to, there was a quote I heard a long time ago, but I hadn't used it, and it got reintroduced to me. And the truth is, I don't really know who said it. I did some research on it, but I couldn't find out exactly who said it. But the quote, so I'm going to bastardize it for a moment, so I don't need to worry about misquoting somebody. And it is that we either create, promote, or allow. That we as individuals either create our lives, promote our lives by certain actions, or allow it by other certain actions. And I think that's a really powerful way for us to take time to analyze the activity in our lives or the lack of activity. Does anyone here want something in your life that you don't quite have yet? Okay, yeah, all right. So for me, I love contemplation. Contemplation is hands down my favorite spiritual practice. And like that quote, I can get my mind in a quote and I chew on it and I suck all the marrow out of it, because some of these things are just so incredibly rich. And I believe that if we take time to analyze the manner in which our lives have unfolded to this point on this day on July 19th, with a bit of radical honesty and self-reflection, we will find the cause of much of the situation that we find ourselves in. Now, as I say every time I talk about anything like this, the contemplation, the self-inquiry, the self-reflection must be done without judgment. No judgment. It's just, and to me the greatest thing about science of mind is cause and effect. That's the thing for me about metaphysics, is cause and effect. So I'm not here to look at, I'm not a millionaire yet, and then beat myself up. I'm here to look at, haven't quite arrived at the financial stability that I'd like. So what do I have to look at? See, one is an inquiry that's going to cause me to just make some new decisions, but the other one beats me up. Please, it is so important. And the beating up in the mind is very subtle, right? So I just want to put you on high alert for that. How do we create? We are surrounded, according to Holmes, we are surrounded by a creative mind which receives the direct impress of our thought and acts upon it. The one thing that I'm very sensitive to when I listen to other teachers or ministers, anybody who's trying to promote a spiritual concept, is I do not subscribe to the fact that God has an agenda for me. I just don't. I believe that God reflects through me the agenda that I'm carrying, so that we're not being tested from the outside. If anything, we test ourselves by not adhering to or committing to the word we even speak for ourselves. So some of the ways that I want to give you some examples of how you create, is you decide to begin exercising 3 days a week and gradually create better health. You intentionally practice gratitude every morning, we were just speaking about that, gratitude every morning, and create a more optimistic life. You enroll in a class that stretches you and creates new confidence. You choose forgiveness over resentment and create emotional freedom. A few more. You consistently save a portion of your income and create financial stability. I know, you're thinking, well, the savings accounts don't give you anything anymore. But there is something to be said about always knowing you have a certain amount of money in the bank. If you don't know what I'm talking about, think about that. And matter of fact, I used to say that all the time and try to get my sons to do that. And then I heard Michael Beckwith affirm that. I'm like, yeah, because when it's there, you know that there's something like me. Anybody else carry $100 bill in your wallet, or maybe a little bit more, that's kind of folded and hidden? it's a good thing to do. Because then it's that feeling like, I always have money in my pocket, you know? So anyway, whatever does that for you, I encourage you to do. A couple more examples. You decide to speak honestly in your relationships and create deeper trust. You set healthy boundaries and create more peaceful relationships. And you deliberately cultivate kindness and become someone others feel safe around. On the flip side, life is a mirror and will reflect back to the thinker what he thinks into it, which is also Ernest Holmes. Life is a mirror, so that's why I say I do not subscribe to a God with an agenda, but as a God of reflection. What am I carrying in my consciousness? What am I contemplating upon? What am I chatting about? And sometimes we lose, sometimes we're a little ill-disciplined when we're in certain groups and we start chatting about things that are not, they're thought-provoking, but they're also intense in their provoking of negativity, political rigmarole, and all of that stuff. So, who are you being when you're in the company of people that aren't in this teaching? Do you get a lazy mind by chance? Do you, in here, you're positive, you're affirming, you're being your best metaphysical, spiritual self, but then all of a sudden you get around a crowd of people that don't necessarily have that in their conversation. So do you give up and become that? Or do you hold the consciousness and uplift the group? Just a thought. I don't know what that answer is for you. But I do know for each one of us that when we share what we know, not in a talking at you kind of way, but when you have conversations with others who, in my side of the world, we call them muggles. You know what a muggle is? A muggle's from Harry Potter. Harry Potter were the non-warlocks, or the non-witches and the non-warlocks. We use muggles to amusingly refer to those who are walking around unconscious. It's not meant to be mean, but it just kind of says it. A lot of muggles in the world, huh? Right? I mean, come on. There's a lot of muggles in the world. So what I want to do, though, is I want to be who I'm being in the midst of the muggles. I want to create in the midst of that and not let that atmosphere, that thought atmosphere, impact me. I want to be the impact, yes? And I will tell you something else. When you choose to be the one who has the impact, your experience of metaphysics grows. Because the more you want something, and there are many spiritual teachers who will tell you this, the more you want to experience something, the way to expand it is to give it away. Teach it, share it, write about it, give a book about it to share with someone else. Because when you become the source, it expands within yourself, right? You get that? So we create through our choices. Choice in science of mind is a very important thing because there are some philosophies who say you're not a choice at all. Do you know that? There are sections of people and philosophical thinking, theologies that say you and I are not a choice at all. We have no choice. That we are always only living at the mercy of what has been predetermined for us. I don't buy it. So I stay in choice, and I make sure that I stay in choice by consistently monitoring. As I always like to say, I pay attention to what I'm paying attention to. And if you're not, I encourage you to do so. So how do we promote? We promote something by feeding it, reinforcing it, encouraging it, or giving it more energy, even if we didn't originally create it. One of the ways we do that, pay attention, is What magazines do you subscribe to? What articles do you read? What captures your attention when you are scrolling on social media, for those couple of you that might? So what do you allow to get your attention? Because if you don't, like I do a lot of deleting. I do a lot of cleaning up my algorithm because I don't want doom and gloom and negativity. I don't want it. So I'm consistently upgrading it by monitoring it. If we're not monitoring it, we're living by right of what just shows up in front of us. It's life by default instead of by design. I want to live life by design. What about you?
Yes.
Right? Live life by choice, by conscious, loving, compassionate, focused choice. Emma Curtis Hopkins, one of my favorite girlfriends. You are responsible for the world in which you live because you alone are the maker of your consciousness. Boy, she's so unapologetic with that. You alone. You are responsible for the world in which you live because you alone are the maker of your consciousness. Which is the whole purpose of this talk. It's about reclaiming our personal power. And let me say this, it's a little bit off subject. Some of you know, I do a lot of teaching around forgiveness and shadow work and all of that. And I train coaches. And the other day, while in conversation with a coach, a person who's also a minister, she happened to say to me that she was having an annoyance with somebody, and she said, yeah, they're so passive aggressive. All right, that exists. And then she went on chatting, but what happened was she didn't catch that when she labeled it, she was halfway to reclaiming that and healing it. So here is a person who's practicing shadow work and didn't recognize her shadow. So I'm sharing that with you. I did kind of point it out to her a little bit, and she was like, oh. And then she was, okay. She wasn't thrilled to hear it. My point is, there are there's crumbs of evidence in your life. The crumbs of evidence on how are your little relationships, how are your big relationships. There is evidence everywhere as to what you believe and what you are choosing consciously. We want to reclaim our personal power, our own agency, never over somebody, never over, but within the presence in our relationship with the divine. So how do we promote? You repeatedly tell yourself, I'm terrible with money. Anybody have a thing where you think you're just terrible with money? Stop it, girlfriends. You constantly replay an old hurt, promoting resentment long after the event has happened. Anybody find yourself telling the same story of woe repeatedly? Come on, anybody want to own that? A couple, okay. That repeating of the story is a re-promoting of it. It is a subscription. It is giving it power, and it's bringing it back alive. I'm not saying that you don't ever need to do that, but do it with a practitioner who, when they're listening to you, will not agree with your story, but will agree with your wholeness. That's what we're here to do. You laugh at gossip and join in. Right? Anybody let yourself laugh at gossip? And then what happens is when you do that, you are creating yourself as not safe. Because I know that if Regina's going to gossip about DJ, why wouldn't she gossip about me? So when we're conscious, if we're conscious, we will not promote that activity. We'll be conscious and choose to do it differently. When you continually consume and gossip about fearful news and promote anxiety within yourself and others. It's really funny. So the fires in Canada, the smoke was coming down, and my son and his whole family and the dog, and they packed the whole car, and they were going with their best friends, same size family, just no dog at the moment. And they packed their cars and they were driving north to Vermont the other day. I thought, oh, Should I say something? Because I know my son never, first of all, he doesn't really pay attention. He kind of dismisses me all the time anyway. So I didn't say anything. Sure enough, they got like 2 hours into their trip and had to turn around and come home because the smoke up there heading north was so bad. But I didn't, because I think he would have thought that I was being fearful. In that moment, I would have thought I was informing him. I don't know what to label it, but that's what it was. So we promote, when we celebrate someone's successes and promote confidence and encouragement, the more you celebrate each other, the more you high five, the more you say, hey, good job, the more we cultivate a loving and supportive community, within our household. I mean, you want to get a child to do something good, recognize them for the little things. Oh man, if you have children or grandchildren, recognize them for the little things. Oh, there it is. You praise a child's effort, which is the next one, and rather than perfection. Wow, you really worked hard at that. But even you, any one of us, wow, you really worked hard at that. I'm so proud of you. You continue speaking about your limitations, promoting the very identity you're trying to outgrow, and you focus daily on what's going on, going well, promoting gratitude and hope. So, we create through choices, we create through conscious awareness, we create through our attention, we create through spiritual entreatment, we create through paying attention to what we're paying attention to. We create even by what we might subscribe to, where we donate our money to. That's a great way also to grow and to expand the things that are good. But when we get unconscious, sometimes we unconsciously promote. I want to read a list here of some of the behaviors that happen when we are unconsciously promoting. We are reinforcing, we are focusing attention on what we don't want or what someone else doesn't want. We have to be careful what we're modeling. When you're out in the world, whether you know it or not, you're all an ambassador for this teaching. So if you're nice again in here, and you go out and flip a bird on the Jersey Turnpike to someone who just cut you off, you are representing this teaching. Just want to kind of put you on notice about that. It's important for all of us to be our best in every moment. Now, how do we allow our lives to be created? Walt Whitman said, and this is a gender-neutral version of this, re-examine all you have been told, dismiss, sorry, that was a different one, this is exact goal. Re-examine all you have been told, dismiss what insults your soul. Is that great? Re-examine all you have been told and dismiss what insults your soul. I remember as a very young girl, one time my father called me stupid. I have no idea why. I wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed in school. I didn't have great grades. I was pretty mediocre. I have to admit. Stupid though? Mm-hmm. Not educated, even to this day, not academically necessarily educated, but there's nothing stupid about this. And so you and I have to decide what we subscribe to. Not what I say, not what your partners say, your children say, your husbands, your exes say. What do you say? And so when you dismiss what insults your soul, it's a way of promoting what it is that you want. So allowing is often the most subtle way of taking responsibility in our life, or actually in allowing, it's where it starts to go off into not quite taking responsibility in our lives because we're getting a little lazy in our thinking. So we allow something to continue when We don't interrupt it. Challenge it or choose differently. I say in my classes that certain realities are predictable if not interrupted. When you and I do not interrupt our self-concept of I am not enough, the predictable outcome is us feeling dismal, us feeling unsuccessful, us feeling not lovable. We want to look to interrupt those patterns. You with me?
Yes.
Okay? Allowing is often the most subtle way of creation. We allow something to continue because we don't interrupt it, challenge it, or choose differently. You stay at and some examples. You stay at a job that drains your spirit because changing feels scary. Anybody stay at a job longer than you wanted to? Because it was scary. Because you didn't know what was on the other side. And yet, if you were to summon all of your potency and your power, if you were to pull it all together, because if you and I are one with the unified field of consciousness, call it what you want, call it God, call it love, call it spirit, if we are one in that unified field of consciousness, then we must step forward faithfully. Stop suffering at the hand of a boss that doesn't appreciate you. And if you do it faithfully, the absolute next right, perfect thing will show up right there to catch you. It will. It will. It does. But if you take that step and then you're unsure, that's enough to break your faith. So you want to go full out. Full out. You allow someone to repeatedly disrespect your boundaries without addressing it. I gotta tell you, in my forgiveness classes that I teach, even in the shadow classes, often we speak about what we allow others to have to do in our lives, to do around us. And when you and I do not establish healthy boundaries, we are allowing the disrespect. We are allowing the mistreatment. Now, I'm not going to want you to say, oh, you've done it wrong. I don't want you to do that to yourself. But I want you to catch, by not having a holy no, it's like you're doing a holy yes. Right? You must want for yourself the highest and the best. And then when there is an influence that is not good for you, it's got to be hell no. Yeah, that's usually how I say it. It's a hell no and a holy yes. So you get to decide. And it will be, when you create a hell no boundary, it will feel a little scary sometimes at first. It'll feel, especially if you're someone who doesn't like to rattle. Anybody here not like to rattle cages? Yeah, if you're not willing to rattle a cage, you're not standing up for yourself. That person who might be rattling your cage or disrespecting you or your boundaries does not deserve to have that. They do not deserve to have the power to have that. Do you get that? Come on, hear that. When you are in a relationship, and if you're telling your friend all the time, oh, he keeps doing this, or she keeps doing that, or my boss keeps doing that, that is us allowing. Allowing. Don't blame yourself, but look at it. Be honest. Be bold. Take responsibility, because that's when we redirect the very flow and the attention of our lives. We allow when we tolerate negative self-talk until it becomes your inner voice. Or you tolerate the criticisms of others in your company and begin to believe what you're told. Anybody ever get gaslighted? It's a very effective way to find yourself believing in less than. Allowing someone to gaslight you or gaslighting yourself. You allow clutter to accumulate in your house. Oh, that's too small. Oh, it doesn't really matter. Oh, it's a creative home. That's okay. And it is definitely a reflection of your consciousness. When you have clutter, it reflects back. And when you have clutter here, it's created out here. And I want to really encourage anyone. I won't allow, because I know it's just the beginning. A few years ago, I bought a home with my husband in Denville, and we redid the entire house. And I will not allow, you hear this? A junk drawer. I won't have a junk drawer. I refuse. So, you know, a junk drawer, a drawer where you throw everything in. No, you will not find a junk drawer in my house, because it's my one little way of saying I will maintain a certain order. Now my desk, a little bit different. I'm still working with that. I have a thing with paper. I'm trying to get rid of the paper, but I'm conscious of it and I work on it regularly. I'm not here to criticize you or have you feel bad or have you hide if you're a little bit of a clutter person. But you can't be all of who you want to be when that is what's reflecting back to you. That's all. You choose. You choose. When you keep postponing difficult conversations, allowing distance to grow in a relationship. That's a way that we create the limiting relationship, by allowing ourselves to not have the complicated or the hard conversation. Life has hard conversations sometimes. It does. It does. And there are ways to do it, and there's books to teach you how to do it. When you continue saying yes when you mean no, that goes back to the hell no and the whole yes. Sometimes we say yes because we want to be liked. Anybody say yes? You want somebody else to like you? Come on. No. Nobody needs to like you. As long as you're liking yourself. As long as you are loving you, that's what matters. And when you allow fear to make your decisions instead of your values, that is the way we allow. So, we create, we promote, or we allow. There are all different versions, like a line of continuum. And the more we pay attention to the smaller details, the more we find our own empowerment to make sure that our allowance is conscious, that it's incredibly conscious. And we are part of a community of people seeking to be conscious. This includes making wise and informed decisions, leaning into logic. I'm a logic girl. It's got to make sense to me. When something doesn't make sense, I struggle. But there is a certain reason why logic makes sense, because it helps you to understand the reason why you do or don't do something, or the reason why someone else does or doesn't do something. And we want to lean into our God-given intelligence that surrounds all of those practices with spiritual practices and prayer. All things are better with prayer. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
All things are better with prayer. All things are better with prayer. So, spiritual mind treatment plus anything makes the anything better. If you're going to the doctor, pray first. I don't say, don't go to the doctor. You go to the doctor, pray first. You got to choose a surgeon, pray first. You want to decide to go into a relationship or not, pray first. Because that's how we definitely take our own personal power in. This was the gender-neutral quote that I had from James Allen. Circumstance does not make us, it reveals us to ourselves. Circumstance does not make us, it reveals us to ourselves. Creation requires intention. Oh, I said allow before I meant to create. We either create, promote, or allow. I said that in the wrong order before. So when we are consciously creating, it requires intention, and it requires, I guess I wrote this a little differently than maybe I would rewrite it right now. Promotion requires attention, and allowance requires inaction. When we are in action, we're not taking action, is when we allow these things to think, oh, look at that, what happened. You didn't take care of it in the first place. You didn't say no when you should have said no. No, you didn't pick up that piece of paper that you just slipped on. No, you did it. We did it. I did it. Or we create by what we choose. We promote by what we feed. And we allow by what we fail to interrupt. No thing, no experience, no relationship is outside of our ability to influence it unless we're unconscious. I need you to hear me. Okay? Do we always have all the power required to change all the things that are kind of happening around us? It might not feel like it. So then if we're not adapting in a powerful way to what's happening, then we go to slip into the other state, which is accepting what is. And then moving consciously in a gentle way. One of the things I'm working on with all my clients and my students now, and this might sound so kindergarten-like, but the question we keep pondering is, what if it's all okay? What if it's all okay? What if it's okay? And then for me, what that does is it takes me out of judging everything and just looking at the possibility and the potentiality that's all around me. What if it's okay? What if my husband not being well is okay? What if the state of my life and my business is just okay? And to keep just living into that instead of objecting, instead of making it wrong, instead of criticizing it, because all of that mind activity leaves you not with what you want, but it leaves you in a state of chaos. Clear? Mm-hmm. Well, I love you and I hope this served you. Thank you.
Wow.
We plow the fields and scatter the good seed on the land, but it is fed and watered by God's almighty hand. He sends the snow in winter, the warmth to swell the grain, the breezes and the sunshine, and soft, refreshing rain. All good gifts around us are sent from heaven above. So thank the Lord, for all His love.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Scott. Thank you. Here we are. This is a practice of circulation, recognizing that everything in creation is circulation. And good thing for us to learn that to allow money to circulate, to allow it to come in and to allow it to go out in the right ways. So I'm going to put this basket. We can put something in here physical, like a check or something, or some cash, or you can put in something not visible, like a wish or something positive prayer. So, pass this around, and that's the story.
Jack, announce you're going to chew? You're going to chew that?
I'll be available for mini spiritual mind treatment afterwards. So I'll be up there, somewhere up there. You'll see me. You'll recognize me. Come on up. An express. Now, so we appreciate the what comes to us, what we receive. We appreciate what we give, and during the show, closing treatment.
Okay.
So I want to invite you, if you're willing, to stand for those who are able, comfortably. And that's to move the energy and to stand in your power. And please note with me right now, as you do, for those of you who do, if you don't, it's okay. For those of you who choose to stand, be aware of the groundedness that is available to us as we are one with the unified field of consciousness. Let us reflect back into that unified field right now, a sense of abundance, a sense of love, compassion, understanding, intuition, intelligence, and inspiration. And then allow it to feed back to us opportunities to see and recognize these things in all areas of our lives. Are we each the recipient of divine birthright? Hell yes.
Hell yes.
Yes. Are we deserving of good and greater good?
Yes.
Hell yes. Are we one to find adventure in our lives if it's only in our backyard? Hell yes. So with that level of enthusiasm, let us go out to create the life of our desires, create a life by design and not by default. I celebrate the Center for Spiritual Living in Princeton, all who are here, and all who might listen on Facebook or in the future. Let us all feel the good, the greater good, the love, the energy. As we surrender this word to love, as we surrender to the law that acts upon it, and as we surrender it to life itself. And so it is.
And so it is. You gonna say something?
Yes, I would have to. Somebody hold me too close. Somebody hurt me too deep. Somebody sit in my chair and ruin my sleep and make me aware of being alive. Being alive. Somebody need me too much. Somebody know me too well. Somebody pull me up short and put me through hell and give me support for being alive. Make me alive. Make me alive. Make me come through. Mock me with praise. Let me be used. Vary my days. But alone is alone, not alive. Somebody crowd me with love. Somebody force me to care. Somebody make me come through. I'll always be there, as frightened as you, to help us survive. Being alive, being alive, being alive.